All right, lesson number 10 here. This is the bonus version. All right, might as well just write it in there. This is the bonus that we get there. Okay, so we got prisms, we got pyramids. Again, prisms being the same shape on the top and the bottom, being wrapped around with your rectangles, whereas pyramids are going to meet up at a point, and then you're going to have triangles that wrap around the shape. A net, as you saw from before, it's a shape that's been folded flat, all right, to show all the surfaces, but it is a three-dimensional shape. And these are the ones that we're going to practice with today here now. Faces is a flat surface. The edge is technically where faces meet, excuse me. They look like line segments, and that's the big thing here as we kind of go through them. And your vertices are where the edges meet at. They look like points, or in other words, corners. A lot of people like to think of them as the corners of the shapes. So there's just a little list of your two-dimensional polygons there. With your names there. Four-sided ones have different things. Could be a square or a rectangle. We could have a trapezoid. So there are other ones that are there. And again, up through 12. 12 is the pretty standard regarding the names that we are after that are in between there. So those are ones you want to be comfortable with. So let's kind of go through them here. Let's see what we got. First of all, we got to name all of our shapes here. So if we're going to name them, the first thing I do notice, it is a pyramid. It does meet up at a point, and the base 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So that is a hexagonal, and that is a pyramid. All right, I'm going to abbreviate there. Faces are flat surfaces. So there is the one that's on the bottom. There are 6 that are wrapping around because it's a hexagon. And there's none at the top because there's just a point up top, so that makes it there are 7 of them. Edges are line segments. So some of you can just kind of count there. You can count the 6 on the bottom, the 6 that are going up. There's none that are on the top up here, so that would make 12, whereas some of you would rather draw them all in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You can also see that gets a little bit messy, but for some of you that you need that visual there. And your vertices. Your vertices are your corners, all right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then one at the top, that does make 7. So again, when it comes down to it, some of you are going to be able to visualize, some of you are actually going to draw in those vertices and those edges. It just kind of depends on what you kind of like better, all right? So let's try question number 2 here. First thing here, is it a prism or is it a pyramid? And you should say, oh my. Yes, that is a prism. Now, because it's a prism, we're looking at the shape of the base, and you can see that there is your triangle, there's your other triangle. So you've got yourself a triangular prism. And again, prism because I know because it's wrapped around the rectangles. All right, so faces. We've got one that's on the bottom. You should have 3 that are wrapping around it because it's a triangle, and you've got the one that's on top, so altogether that makes 5 of them. You've got edges. Edges are your line segments. There are 3 that are at the bottom. There are 3 that are going up, and there's 3 that are at the top, so 3, 3, and 3. That makes 9 of them. And then your vertices, again, 3 at the bottom, 3 at the top, all right, and altogether that makes 6 of them. So here's what we're going to have you do. We're going to have you kind of pause the video here. I'm going to pause my video as well, fill in the answers, so next time it appears, for time-wise, you'll be able to check them that much faster. All right? Okay, ready? Yeah, my idea didn't work here. Okay, so I'm going to start filling in there for you, and yeah, there we go. Pentagonal. So if you want to fast forward to the end because you feel pretty good about them so that you can see the answers, that's fine. I will walk through the explanations here. Pentagonal prism, because I do have a same shape on the top and the bottom. That makes it a prism, and I are pentagons. There are 7 faces, 5 that wrap around, a top and a bottom. Edges, there are 15 of them, 5 at the bottom, 5 going up, and 5 at the top. And vertices, there are 10 of them, 5 at the bottom and 5 there at the top. Again, if you want to fast forward instead of listening, so you can just kind of check them, and then you can listen to the sections, that's fine. Next one there, we've got a hexagonal prism. Prism because we've got a hexagon at the top and the bottom, which is why it's hexagonal. Looking at your faces, there are 8, 6 that are wrapping around it, a top and a bottom. There are 18 edges. We've got 6 at the bottom. We got 6 that are going up, and I got another 6 at the top. 6, 6, and 6 make 18. And vertices, we do have 12 of them. There are, again, you point your corners, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 of them, another 6 up there as well. That's where we're getting the 12 from. This guy, it is a pyramid, meets at a point at the top. At the base, it is a square, so we have ourselves a square pyramid. All right. Faces, flat surfaces, you should have 5 of them, 4 wrapping around and 1 on the bottom. Edges, there are 8 of them, 4 at the bottom and 4 going up. And vertices, there are 5 of them, 4 at the bottom, and then 1 at the top there. Ding, 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 ding. All right. Your next contestant here, this is a cylinder. Now, this is part of the circle family, which is why they don't get prism or pyramid names, because it's a curved shape. The only people who get prism names or pyramid names are those that are made up of line segments that are there. Faces, there are 2 of them, a top and the bottom. What wraps around it is curved, so it is not flat. Edges, we don't have any edges. All right. There are no line segments. If you think about a can of soda there are no line segments. And vertices, well, there's none as well, too. There aren't empty points that we are dealing with. Again, you certainly can fill these guys in and just fast forward to the end to check them, as I will be kind of walking you through them here. So the next guy we've got here, we've got a pentagon at the bottom, so it is pentagonal, and it meets at a point, so it is a pyramid. So it is a pentagonal pyramid. Faces, we do have 6 of them, 1 at the bottom, 5 wrapping around it. Edges, we do have 10 of them, 5 at the bottom and 5 going up. And your vertices, we've got 6. All right, we've got 5 at the bottom and the 1 that's top. Again, for your edges, if you'd like to, you want to do the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can do that as well. Your next one here, this is a triangle for the base. It does meet at a point, so it is a triangular, and it's a pyramid. All right. Faces, 1 on the bottom, 3 wrapping around for 4 of them. Edges, 6 of them, 3 at the bottom and 3 going up. And vertices is 4, 3 at the bottom and the 1 at the top. Your next friend here is the cone. All right, does look like a circular pyramid, but that is referred to as a cone. Faces, there's 1 of them just on the bottom. Edges, there are none of them. We don't have any line segments that are here. And vertices, well, it is like a cone, so it does meet at a point at the top, so it does get a 1 that's there. All right. I know a lot of times we say vertices are where edges meet at, but because, again, it does fit technically into the pyramid family, that's why we've got that. All right, your next 2 are very similar to each other. Name-wise, you've got yourself a rectangular, and it is a prism. The other guy looks just like it, except because they're all squares, we call it a cube. All right, everyone else is going to match up here because technically they are the same shape in a way. All right, your faces, there are 6 of them, 4 wrapping around the top and the bottom. Edges, there are 12 of them. There are 4 at the bottom, 4 going up, and 4 at the top, 4, 4, and 4. And then vertices, there are 4 at the bottom and 4 at the top. That would make 8 altogether. All right, so hopefully you listen to the instructions and you fast forward so you could just kind of check them and only get the explanations that you needed. If not, well then, hopefully you found that the time was well spent. All right. That's all that we got for you guys right now. All right. You're done.